Hi, my friends. It's Thursday, the 14th of May, and we've had a couple of bumpy days here in Wisconsin. The state Supreme Court yesterday ruled that the stay-at-home order that the governor had made wasn't something he was allowed to do under the law, and so now we have chaos. Some cities are doing rules, and some counties are doing rules, and we have this whole mishmash of things, and it's going to be very confusing for a while. But we still know what the best thing to do to keep us safe is. We have to wash our hands. When we go out and we can't keep distance from people, we need to wear our masks. And we need to keep preventative distancing from people who we haven't been sharing our time with during these days. There's still no cure for this virus and no vaccine, and that's going to take us a while. We are gradually starting the process of opening back up places like our churches and things like that, but it's going to take a long time, and it's going to be really, really confusing for a while. So we need to be extra patient with ourselves and with all of the people that we interact with, because nobody really knows what they're doing. That's the big secret that the grown-ups will never let you in on. We don't know what we're doing, particularly with this crisis, because it's never happened before like this. And so we're all just trying to figure out as we go and adapt and change. And a couple stories ago, I told you how very proud I am of how adaptable and flexible you have been. And that continues to be true. And you're going to need to be even more adaptable and flexible in these confusing days as we go forward, which means we're going to need you to be the best you that we can be, which is why we have Me Too Iguana. That's an iguana, just so you know. And remember, we had Camel some while ago from the town of Sweet Pickles. Iguana lives in Sweet Pickles too. So Me Too Iguana, written by Jacquelyn Reinach, illustrated by Richard Hefter. And remember, these are all the animals who live in Sweet Pickles. And this was a series of books that they delivered one at a time to your house when I was a little girl. And we had all of them. And I don't know what happened to them when I got grown up. They just got disappeared. Probably got donated to somebody or something like that. So I only have 3. If anybody out there has any more Sweet Pickle books, I would love to have them. So here is Me Too Iguana. Here we go. Iguana had a lovely green color and a long bumpy tail and an apartment and a balcony with a tree growing on it. But Iguana wasn't satisfied with her lovely green color or her long bumpy tail or anything else she had. Whatever anybody else had, she wanted too. There's Iguana and her bumpies and her tree on her balcony. But she's not happy with any of that. At the supermarket, Iguana saw Elephant, the manager, lifting cans of soup with her trunk. A trunk, cried Iguana. Me too, I want a trunk too. So Iguana went home and cut a piece of rubber hose. She painted it gray and tied it to her nose. Good, said Iguana. Now I have a trunk too. Now I think that's very silly, an iguana with a trunk. At the barber shop, Iguana saw a lion getting his mane trimmed. A mane, cried Iguana. Me too, I want a mane too. I like that the barber is an octopus. That makes sense. 8 hands, right? So Iguana went home and stuck a lot of thick yellow wool all over her head. Good, said Iguana. Now I have a trunk and a mane too. Do not glue yarn to your head. Do not do that. At the car wash, Iguana watched Zebra taking a shower. His black and white stripes gleamed in the sunlight. Stripes! Cried Iguana. Me too, I want stripes. So Iguana went home to make stripes. There's Zebra taking a shower at the car wash. Look at that. On the way, Iguana saw Goose taking a nap. Her feathers were flapping in the breeze. Feathers! Cried Iguana. Me too. I want feathers too. So Iguana went home to make stripes like Zebra and feathers like Goose. First, she opened 2 jars of paint. She took a wide brush and painted stripes on her side. Then she took the feathers out of an old pillow and glued them on her back. Do not do that. No glue. Good, said Iguana. Now I have a trunk and a mane and stripes and feathers too. Now that is a very silly looking iguana. Everybody wondered what Iguana was doing. Why was she imitating them? Oh, worried Walrus. This could get to be a problem. At the post office, Stork was flying in with the airmail delivery. Flying! Cried Iguana. Me too. I want to fly too. So she went home to figure out how to make wings. I don't think this is going to end well for Iguana, because iguanas can't fly. Oh, this is a problem, said Walrus. Iguana can't fly. She'll hurt herself. Everybody agreed this Me Too business had to stop before it was too late. But how? Why would a nice iguana with a lovely green color and a long bumpy tail want a trunk and a mane and stripes and all the rest? Asked Lion. Why? Everybody wondered. Because, said Zebra, she must think that a trunk and a mane and stripes and all the rest are better. But how do we stop her? Wondered Elephant. That's a good question, said Stork. Everybody thought and whispered and scratched heads, and finally they had a plan. They wrote a letter. So they're all down here, figuring out what to do. And there's Iguana in her house, trying to figure out how to fly. And iguanas can't fly. Stork dropped the letter on Iguana's balcony. Everybody come to a costume party at the playground, it said. All costumes must be kept secret. No talking about them. Iguana forgot all about wanting to fly. A costume party, she cried. Me too. Everybody will be there. I'll be there too. But what will I do for a costume? She cried. I want to wear what everybody else is wearing too. When it was time for the party, Iguana still didn't have a costume. She sneaked into the playground and hid behind a tree. In the distance, behind the swings, she saw a flash of green. Near the jungle gym, she saw another flash of green. By the fountains, a flash of green. What was going on? And over here, there's a green and a green and a green, green. What's going on? Oh, nobody has a trunk, cried Iguana. Quickly, she took off her trunk. Nobody has a mane, she cried. She pulled off her mane. Nobody has stripes. Nobody has feathers. Iguana wiped off the stripes and pulled off the feathers. Then she moved closer to get a better look. So here she is. No trunk, no mane, no feathers, no stripes. Everybody's costume was a lovely green color. Everybody had a long, bumpy tail. Everybody was dressed as an iguana. Come join the party, they called. You're dressed perfectly. But I'm not wearing a costume, cried Iguana. This is just plain me. Then Stork said, there is a prize for the best iguana. And the prize goes to... He turned slowly around. The prize goes to Iguana. You have the loveliest, greenest color, smiled Stork. You have the longest, bumpiest tail. Congratulations. We all think you're wonderful just the way you are. Yes, said Iguana, very surprised. I do too. The end. My friends, the most important thing you can do is be you, the way you are, with all of your wiggles and your giggles and your worries and your happies and all of those things. And the best thing that your parents and grandparents can do is be who they are, with all of their worries and their joys and their everything about who they are, because there's no one else who's just like you. And the world needs you to be you. You don't have to paint yourself green or stripedy or get a mane or feathers or any of those things unless you want to do those things for fun, but not to change who you really truly are. Because my world needs you to be you. And my world needs you to remember how very, very, very much I love you. Bye-bye.